Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dutch Pig Farmer series here on Klein Friesland. So, let's take a quick look at the farm and then we need to get on with the work. So, we've got a pig shed in front of us that holds 500 pigs, and then we have 250 pigs in both of these sheds over here. So our total capacity could be 1,000 pigs, and I think that is going to be what the challenge is going to be. So we are going to start off with 2 pigs. We have a male and a female, and we are going to get ourselves all the way up to 1,000 pigs. So we own the BGA. We own a couple of fields over here. We've got a field of sorghum, field of corn. We've got a grass field over here, bit of a grass field here. We've got a field that was cotton here, and then we've got a field of what is currently wheat at the moment. So we need to go and check the moisture and see if we can start the harvest. So as we get our first unload out of the combine, let's take a quick look at some of the settings that we've got going on. So we've got a €250,000 euro loan. We've got £100,000 in the bank. We are on hard difficulty. We'll sort the time out in a bit. 3-day months, seasonal growth on, snow on, all this sort of, no, everything else apart from stones. Visuals only for disaster. We don't need any of that rubbish going on, and everything else is set as I would normally do. We have the realistic livestock mod in. So we've got 80% chance of accidents. They're going to eat 150% more food, so that'll be a bit more of a challenge. The animals can be removed. They can have accidents, die, or animals, or pigs, and everything else is just sort of set as I think it's going to be for the realistic weather. So with all of that said, let me just show you properly what we've got going on. So we've got our little farm down here with a bit of a grass field that I said. This field here will be something else. I think we've got that down to be canola at some point. Got a field of corn, field of sorghum. This is going to be our root crop field and our grain field up here. So all the constituent parts we need to feed the pigs at some point. Not quite just yet, but we will get there in the end. So 5,600 litres, which is not a bad shout. Don't want to get wet feet. I do love the fact that we've got stubble destruction on the map. Now, let's crack on. So, the whole sort of idea really is to shorter episodes, just focusing on one task, rather than trying to do too much in one go. So we'll get this field harvested today, get the grain in the silo back at the farm, and then what we'll do is we might bale it, we will see. But yeah, that's the sort of idea that we're going for. So I'm going to crack on, do a bit more, and I'll catch up with you shortly. So on the third headland, and what we'll probably do is just take another pass off at the bottom down here, and then we should be good for having enough space to turn this lovely model of a combine round. You'll notice as we go back to the farm and we start to go through the series that I've gone for slightly older, not all of the equipment, but the tractors definitely, and some of the implements, just to try something a bit different. I'm always going for the sort of, you know, the fence and all that sort of stuff. So we've got you'll have seen we've got the stire over there. We've got a Valtra. We have got an old Fendt. We've got a tiny little Fendt. We've got an old Fiat. So yeah, just trying to mix it up a little bit, and yeah, give some different kit a bit of a go whilst we get the chance. So I'm recording this the day after the map released. You may or may not know, the map passed testing first time. I'm sure it's happened before, but fair play to Marnux for that achievement. It is an achievement. You know, I think I've said it to him on Discord. You know, that's testament to his diligence in not only making the map but testing it, making sure that everything is spot on before submitting it. Really, you know, it's pretty darn good, I have to say. So we're gonna go this side, so if we get full we can drop the auger out and get unloaded. There we go. So it's been it's been a week, not in a bad way, to be fair. It's been actually quite a calm week this week. Last Friday, however, was amazing but stressful. So I've mentioned in a Rotterdam video a while ago now, that my daughter's prom, my eldest daughter's prom, was coming along, and I've sorted that it was my job to sort the car out. So we did that, and I thought to myself, I should clean my car, because I thought I was going to have to pick her up. Turns out her friend picked her up, whatever. So yeah, I was there cleaning my car, and my phone rang. Okay, didn't recognise the number, but whatever. It was the chauffeur, and so I'd ordered a Jaguar XJL, so the sort of limo-y type ones, and he says there's a problem. There's a problem with the Jag. At which point my heart sank. You know, this is sort of 2 o'clock, 2:30 on the Friday, due to be picked up at 5:30, 5:45. And yeah, my heart sank. And he says, yeah, it just won't start, won't turn over, won't do anything. So we're going to upgrade you to a Maserati. Is that okay? Yeah. So it was a Quattroporte in like a pearl white with like the flick in the paint, flick in the paint, whatever you want to call it. And wow, it looked good. She is not a car person at all, but she was very impressed. So all's well that ends well, to be fair. And it was, you know, to be fair, the customer service was fantastic, because once I'd finished cleaning the car and I'd had the conversation with the chauffeur, I had a WhatsApp message from the company, and it was, you know, I'm trying to call you, and I assume it was the manager of the business. You know, he says, I've been trying to reach you for hours, and the signal where I am is horrendous at the best of times. And he says, you know, he explained, and he was like, we're trying to check, you know, didn't want to turn up in a different car, and he says, is it alright? I says, yeah, it's fantastic, you know. Yeah, so I couldn't fault them at all. They were on time, smartly dressed, you know, the whole sort of, as you'd expect, opened the doors for them, and yeah, they were dead chuffed. So that was really, really good. But yeah, it was that sort of heart-stopping moment where you think, this is all going to go wrong. You know, it was the last piece of the sort of jigsaw to drop into place. She'd got her dress, shoes, bag, you know, all the hair and makeup was planned and everything. I thought, oh, please don't let it be the one thing that I've got to sort that goes wrong. But no, in the end, it was all very, very good. So 15,000 litres of wheat in the silo. I think it was 15,000 litres. Wasn't really paying attention. Too busy talking to you lot. So it's not yielding too badly. I guess we could have put it straight into the pig pen, but we've already got about, I think, 18 or 16,000 litres in there from some pig food that I bought just to start them off. So with all that said and done, I will crack on, do a bit more, and we'll catch up shortly. The last run down the field, and I'm not going to call it a strip of shame because, well, just the header wasn't quite wide enough. Let's just put it that way. We might not fit it all in. Saying that, yeah, could be close, but yeah, either way we got space in the trailer. But yeah, this is a decent combine, this is. I think it's going to suit us. It'd be interesting how we get on with the corn, because yeah, that might take us a while, a few unloads, but we do have everything. Excellent. So header up, combine off, auger out. There we go. And just see the shadow. Right. Yeah, we have got a bigger trailer, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And I do want to start, sort of, as we go through, paying more attention to the sort of moisture levels, because it will help with the yield. It will help. But that's for another time. So we're going to need to bale this, get it mulched, limed if we need to, and then see about putting another crop in. But what I think we'll do, we'll get unloaded, we'll take this back to the yard, I'll have a quick drive around, show you some of the equipment, and then we might call it a day. Well, as we pull round into the yard, you'll see on the right we've got our Fiat, we've got our planter, we've got a Crone round baler, and a Bredel lime and fert spreader. There's the two big sties, pastures, barns, 250 in both, well, in each of those, so 500 total. If we head round this way, we've got our drill, rollers, we've got the fent, we've got the sprayer, hardy setup, and I'm going to have to jump out and have a look at this tractor, because I can never remember the name of it. Schluter. But it makes me laugh. I like this one. If you, it doesn't look like a very comfortable driving position, but it's actually a really good tractor, so we can ignore that for now. And then, so yeah, we got that lot there. 500 pigs in here. There's one of them, looking very forlorn. Tanker, slurry spreader in the background there. We've got the animal trailer, water trailer, corn header, bigger trailer, plough. We've got the voucher there with the front loader on, and yeah, that's the setup that we're running. We've got the straw, silo thingy there, our grain silo here. But there we go. So that is it, really. I mean, it's going to be cool. I think, you know, we're gonna be a bit of a struggle. We've got to get the loan paid down and get ourselves up to 1,000 pigs. So we're gonna have to work out a way to make some money somehow. But yeah, I've quite enjoyed that. So I'm going to rescue the combine, start getting the baling done, and yeah, I will catch you all in the next episode. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Big, massive thanks to the YouTube channel members and the patrons. and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dutch Pig Farmer here on Klein Friesland. So the aim for today's episode is going to be to get this field baled, get the bales picked up, collected and into the pig shed, because they do need some bedding. That's going to be a bit trial and error. I'm not sure if we're going to need a straw blower, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And then the other thing that I want to get done, time permitting, is we are going to put canola in field 19, which is the grass field just off through the trees to the left. And I think that then will be a good one. It's a decent sized field, and two, it's another one of our required feed groups in the ground. So that is the plan, and I am loving this Fiat. It is a cracking little tractor. The gearbox is lovely. It just motors. It really is doing a great job, and we're getting a decent amount of bales, to be fair. It's difficult in places to see the swath, but I actually think that's relatively realistic. Why I say that is, I've mentioned before, driving to work, I can see quite a lot of fields, and they have been harvested, and the stubble and the straw was both so light that you really you couldn't see that they'd actually chopped for straw until you were sort of right up on it, and you could actually then see the swaths. Yeah, that's quite cool. I like it. I like the stubble destruction. I think it just adds another level of, I don't want to say realism, but I suppose it is. Makes it look a little bit more realistic. Last run down the field, and you can see what I mean now about the swath hiding in the stubble. Don't think we're going to get another bale, but that's a decent amount. Oh, there we go. So yeah, 150 centimetre bales, and we are not going to get one, but never mind. That is that job ticked off. So we got, there's an easy way to check this, 9 bales. Not bad at all. Right, we can head down this way. I need to try and stop cutting down the side of that field, because at some point I'm going to do it and we're going to destroy the crop we've got in there. Now, I can't remember if I've said, but we own the BGA, so at some point we should be able to start moving manure over there, and that might well be our source of income and the way that we get to pay off some of the loan. Now, I don't know yet, really. I guess it's one of those things. We'll see what we've got left over. I mean, this is going to be a big old field, so that's going to suit us lovely. Do need to keep an eye on planting windows, just to make sure we don't miss an opportunity. Let's get that back there. Nice little baler, that is going to suit us lovely. Right, so we can leave that there for now, and I believe around here we are hooked up on our bale trailer. This is a lovely Valtra. I do like this. So, let's get to the field, start picking the bales up. So the first 3 bales are on the trailer. Now, it is an auto-load trailer, but every now and again, it doesn't hurt to do a little bit of manual loading. So that's what we're doing just for these 9 bales. It's not going to be every time, but it helps to keep the old eye in. Oh, don't be awkward with me. He says the first 3 went perfectly. There we go. Now it's going to start to play silly beggars with the skills of the loader. There we go. Look at that. Not bad. 15,000 litres, so 15, 30, 45, 60, 67,500 litres of straw. Doesn't sound too shabby. Yeah, spin that round so we can see what we're doing. And like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but concentration levels. There we go. Not bad. Oh, he says he spoke too soon. He did. If you're here for quality loading, then you might well want to stop watching now. Last bale, and that should be good enough. There we go. Perfecto. Ah. Right, let's get these back to the yard, and we'll see if we can just drop bales in. Let's put for a little bit there. Strap those down. And job's a good one. Right. Let's go and see whether we need the bale chopper or not. And yeah, we'll go from there and we can start the drilling. Right then, moment of truth. Get that lowered enough down. Guessing that if there's going to be a trigger, it's going to be there. That's a little bit annoying, but I suppose you wouldn't just drop a bale in, would you? Right, let's get ourselves a straw blower, and yeah, we'll go from there. So if we take a look in the sales, there was a, come on, haha, straw blower, 10 grand. Job is a good one, so we are going to get that. We don't want to plate on it, thank you very much. And we are going to purchase that. Job's a good one. Right. So now we need a tractor. Ah. Get this little favorite. On it. Come on. There we go. Duper, bloomin' duper. And now we want to drop a bale in and see if we can't get some bedding in for the pigs. So after a little bit of faffing, we found the trigger. Goodness me, that it revs like a beast. So at least we know now where we need to be, so we can pile a load of bales in and go from there. How much straw? So it's gonna be, we'll probably need 4 bales, I think. which isn't bad. Isn't bad at all. So what I might do is... I think it's going to be quicker just to drive back round, I think. Get loaded up and, yeah, dump the rest of the straw in. So we've got our colleague, whatever you want to call him, working on the mulcher in the distance. Now I thought, you know what, we need to get the decent yield, so it probably is worth just, you know, putting in that little bit more effort than we might normally do when converting a grass field. It's not going to hurt, so yeah, we'll get them doing that. And what we might also do is, let's raise the drill up, there we go, is get them to mulch what was the wheat field as well, once they've finished here. So yeah, I did the headlands because it didn't quite want to work. There we go. It just reversed itself into the river at the bottom, so yeah, I drove the headlands and then just set it off doing the up and down rows. But I'm hoping that we get a decent yield off of this. We will roll as well, so you know, we'll have done everything that we possibly can. Let's lift up the drill. I don't think it's going to drive over what we've done already, so we should be good from that point of view. Lower down. And off we go. Now, I do like this tractor. It's just it's quite a beast. It's quite a powerful tractor. But yeah, just the driving stance is somewhat unique. But yeah, it doesn't affect things. Doesn't affect the performance of it. So yeah, it's a right little beast. I quite like it. Never used it before. It was suggested by Marnux. I did take his guidance on some of the kit. So like no more than 6 meters, apart from the roller and stuff like that. The older tractors. Can we get all of that without going in the ditch? Yes, we believe we can. Look at that. So we haven't got much left on the mulching. What's that? Oh, one more pass. Marvellous. And then once that's done, we'll move on to the wheat field and we'll crack on. We'll get the canola, and it said barley. Get the canola drilled and then get it rolled, probably off screen. So done the headlands, and this is just the sort of one partial run. And you'll see just in the distance the Steyr. It drove straight forwards and then beached itself in the river. So yeah, not ideal, but I've recovered it. It will need resetting, but I'll do it myself. Oh dear, you just can't get the staff these days. But this is going well. We are, what, 97% left of seed, 58% left of fert. I haven't got any in stock anywhere, so we will need to purchase that as and when we need it. So yeah, that could be our main expense, I think. It might be worth... Yeah, we need those pigs to start reproducing and making us some manure. So I thought I'd just show you that I did properly. Let's rephrase that, because that isn't properly. I did actually buy some fertilizer. We got 2% left, I think it was. So we were not going to finish the field, but we did manage to buy a pallet. Big bag? No, not big bag. Pallet. In the sale. So I think we got 50% off it. So not a bad thing at all. But yeah, this has gone really well. I'm mildly concerned about the workers. I don't know whether it's just the proximity of the ditches or whether it's something else, but yeah, we'll work our way around it. It's not the end of the world. It's just more work for little old me. You didn't go down then, why not? Lower down. Thank you very much. But needless to say, we've got plenty of seed left for when it comes to drilling our other fields. I'm not sure what the plan is for the next episode. The sorghum might be ready, but we can deal with that. That's no issue. We've got this. We've got the space in the silo, and we might look to potentially put a crop in the wheat field, but that's for the next episode. There we go, get that spun round. I like the articulation on this, it's really nice. There we go, lower down. Last pass, job is a good one. So, between episodes, I will get this rolled. We'll get the wheat field mulched, hopefully without dipping ourselves into the water again. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, think about leaving a like. If you're new, please think about subscribing. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Klein Friesland and the Dutch Pig Farmer series. So, we are just returning from completing several contracts. It dawned on me after some dialogue on Discord with some of the members that yeah, money. We're going to need to make a fair bit of cash, and the possibility of feeding 1,000 pigs on a map this size could be tricky. So one, we've got to pay the loan off, and two, we might at some point need to substitute the feeding of the pigs with buying pig food. So hence why contracts will be done. Now, even more importantly, if we go to the save menu, because you know that always happens, and we go to our female pig, you'll see she's pregnant and she's expecting 12 babies. Oh, so cute. And they are expected on the 20th of January 2026. So all good. Now we are into September. Reason being, there wasn't a fat lot to do, and I was attempting to get the sorghum to a point where the moisture level was acceptable, and it's not going to get there, I don't think. So we're going to grab the combine, we're going to go over to the field, and we're going to make a start, and then we'll chat about a few other little things. So just having a quick walk through the field, and you can see bottom right, the moisture is horrendous. I sort of was skipping time and just stood in the field really, watching the sort of moisture go to a point that was near enough acceptable, and then it'd rain, and then we had a massive influx of fog one morning and it would not clear. So yeah, just kept skipping through the time. That's one thing I've found actually, is that if you get a weather event like the really thick fog, it just doesn't clear. I had to go into the console commands and reload the weather. But all that being said, we are going to start the harvest, and then we'll talk about contracts, because we did a few, but they were actually quite interesting. So let's make a start, and then we'll have a bit of a chin wag. Let's get that down there. There we go. There we go. Underway. And looking not too shabby to start off with. We've seen a few little patches where it's withered, which again is the realistic weather mod, which is kind of cool. Upsetting, but kind of cool. So contracts. We did ploughing. We did cultivating. We'll come back to that because Ford tractor. Mowing, and we also did an irrigation contract. Now, I didn't know that that was a thing that was introduced with the realistic weather mod, but it actually is. In fact, let's just show you. So, if we go to here, so you see, irrigate the field to increase the average moisture to the target level. Now, I tried this with our slurry tanker and dribble bar. Wouldn't work. So we borrowed the equipment, and I think it was, yes, it was this setup. So it was the Hardy sprayer. And all you do is you load it up with water and you drive around the field. You are effectively watering the crops. It took a while to do. We refilled goodness knows how many times. But it was actually quite cool. Something really different. Probably won't do many of them again. Just because it was a lot of faffing having to refill. But nevertheless, it was very cool. We did some bale wrapping. There was... and I think that was it. Quite a few mowing ones with some varying different setups. And as you'll know, if you've been a long time viewer of the channel, I do like mowing. It is one of the favourite jobs, I think. So anyway, Ford tractors and cultivators. Oh, just gutless. I was really surprised. I think we'd got a 360 horsepower tractor and a cultivator that needed 300, and it was just so sluggish. Oh, we've got a bit of a flood. Oh, probably shouldn't leave the harvester running, but that's worth investigating. Where was it? So what's the moisture here then? Oh, well over. Oh, that's quite cool. Didn't know that was a thing. I really like the mod. I think the only thing I found so far with it is, like I say, the fog lingering a lot longer than it probably should. But hey, whether that needs an update, whatever, it's easily fixable in the console menu. So yeah, we've been busy. And like I say, the Ford was not good. I don't know whether the others are any better, but I seem to remember I think it was 22 on would have been on Calmston, doing a cultivating contract with some of the versatile kit, and that as well was just so, I don't know whether it was the gearbox or what, but yeah, did not like it at all. So yeah, I'll be avoiding those, I think. Right, we are over 80% full, so that is pretty darn good, to be fair. I'm going to crack on, I'll get the headlands done, and I'll catch back with you. So you join me back as we are combining through the... it's not even a puddle, it's a blooming lake or a pond. This is just ridiculous, but also cool at the same time. Yeah, didn't know that was a thing. Hopefully it'll dry out at some point. We haven't got to do anything special with it. I don't know, but yeah, this is moist. The yield doesn't seem horrendous. We've unloaded not fully, but we have needed to. Yeah, I think we've done two full unloads and one partial one. So not bad really at all. But yeah, this combine has the turning circle of barge. If you look at that, that's full lock. Trying to get around the years. It's not ideal for fields where there are ditches. This one's not too bad, but yeah, we need to be careful, I think, or I need to be careful at least. So that's the majority of the wet patch done. And I think we'll spin around here and keep going. Now, I think what the plan is going to be is to get this done today. Bit of field prep, possibly at the start of the next episode. We're going to be heading into October. Yeah, somebody's had to check then. We're going to be heading into October next episode, so the corn might well be ready, which will be good. And then I think it's just a case of, yeah, getting the fields prepped again. We will need to plough that cornfield. But yeah, getting everything set for the spring. For when we want to put the new crops in, we need to get the root crop in the spring. And yeah, there's plenty to be going at doing. So the last block of the sorghum field we have just unloaded again, as you will see. So I'm not sure on what to put in the empty fields yet. We know that in field number 17, he says, looking at his little pad next to him, and that we're putting a root crop in there. So that's that sorted. We are going to need to kind of keep things similar, just because of the way the feed types for the pigs. But yeah, we might rotate stuff round a bit. I'm hoping, and it all depends, like I say, on the cash flow, possibly to expand our fields, as in the amount that we have, not expand the fields literally. Buy some more land would probably be the better way to phrase that, because I think we're going to need it. We're all right at the moment. Yeah, okay for now. We've got 2 pigs currently. We've got plenty of food. We've got a bit of straw. So we need to see how we get on. It might be that we need to do one of the larger fields for a grain crop or a straw crop, let's put it that way. But yeah, we're going alright so far. I think once we've got, we're not going to get all this, are we? It's a shame. Once we've got the corn harvested, we'll have 3, no, I think, because sorghum and corn, let's have a quick look. Let's have a look at the old animal food overview. So yeah, so corn and sorghum, we've got wheat, we've got canola in the ground. Either we could do soybeans and sunflowers, you see, as well, so we can rotate through the crops there. We'll do, I don't know whether to do potatoes or sugar beet, I'm not sure yet. Potentially sugar beet. And then obviously corn, sorghum, we can switch between those two. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of variety in the crops that we put in. We're going to need enough money to lease a sugar beet or potato harvest. So I think we're going to go for sugar beets because we could use the oh, what's it called? Big toe behind one. Oh dear, I'm going to have a look. I'm going to have a look. Oh, what's it called? Rack thy brain. Beat harvest. Was it this one? Amity. There we go. The old Amity toe behind. Because what's that to... Let's have a look. What's that to lease? 9 grand. So that's doable. So we'll probably use that. We've got a corn header. So we're alright for doing the old... Should be okay for the sunflowers with that, I assume. So we should be good. I think we're going to be fine. And then it's just a case of rinsing, repeating, seeing how many pigs we get over the coming months. We will need to separate out the males, and we'll need to swap the boar out after this, once they're born, probably, because obviously we need to keep the genetics good. That's the thing. So yeah, we should be good, I think. So that's that all done, which is not too shabby. So let's get this unloaded into here, and it does just go. There we are. So what are we at? 20... We're about 28,000, which is good. Not bad off this size field. Not had a great deal done to it. And like I say, going forward, hopefully we'll be able to catch it at the right time for when the moisture's better, is what I'm trying to say. So 27,614 litres of sorghum. I'll get that tipped into the silo, and I'm going to say thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, leave us a like. If you're new here, think about subscribing, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Welcome back to the Dutch Pig Farmer series here on Klein Friesland. So you'll see in the distance we had what was our field of sorghum. That has been mulched and limed. We've got a few little weeds popping through, but not too bad at all. So, into October, got the old corn header on, and our corn is ready. But we have run into a technical hitch. Let's call it that. Now, if everything's nicely unfolded, we'll turn this on. And my foot is flat to the floor. Again, flat to the floor, nothing. Lower it down, nothing at all. So there you go, turn it off, and we can move absolutely fine. So I thought it was possibly a little bit optimistic to run a 9-row header, well, 9-row, what are they called? Corn header. It is a corn header. There we go. So I've installed a mod which we are now going to purchase and try our luck with that one. So we actually made a little bit of money on that deal. So we sold our New Holland header for 44,000 something, and this one, the Ziegler, the 7-row, cost us 25. So there is a 5-row and a 7-row in the pack. Thought we'd try the 7 first, because 5 will take forever. So turn on, lower down. Oh, and we are moving. Yes, lovely. That works an absolute treat. I think what we'll do is we'll take off a couple of end rows down this end first, and then see how we get on. It's not a massive field. In fact, let's bring up. Okay, yield. Yeah, hit and miss, but up in the over 110%, so not too shabby at all. Very good. So yeah, after that minor technical hitch, we can crack on now and get the corn off the field into the silo, and the job will be a good one. Now, I've had, I'm not going to say it's a brainwave. I've had an idea. Now, I know right from the off, it is not going to make us very much money. However, we're going to do it anyway. For the main reason that to try and reduce weedage. Now, what I'd like to do on the fields that will be empty, funnily enough, is put oilseed radish in. So the plan will be to harvest the corn, lime this and plough this, and then we will either use our drill or we'll lease another piece of kit that will allow us to put in the oilseed radish. So that's the plan. We get €200 a hectare as long as the field still has the OSR in during the month of February, which is fine because we can't plant anything else now until, I want to say, March. I think I am correct in saying that. So yeah, like I say, it won't be a lot. It'll probably be maybe €1,000, if that. But as we know, every little helps. So yeah, so that'll be the cunning plan, and it'll also keep, you know, puts a little bit of nutrients back into the soil, and yeah, doing our bit for the environment. So I just had a bit of a brain fart, let's call it, for want of a better phrase. I was thinking to myself, you know, I'm actually quite pleased how the series is been received so far. And then I was looking for the looking for the stats for the second episode. I'm like, oh, I was supposed to release that, and then I realised what day it is, and it's only Wednesday, so that'll be out shortly. But I am genuinely for the first episode. You know, you always want it to blow up and, you know, loads of views and all that lot, but it's done all right. And yeah, it seems to be getting some interest and some lovely comments. So thank you all for that. Not only do they help the algorithm, but it's. I've said it before, it's an ego massager. It helps make it feel worthwhile, so thank you all very much for that. So we are getting on alright here. A bit of a patchy yield, but I think that's more soil type related. I need to get this unloaded, so let's spin round with the turning circle of Noah's Ark. There we go. Lovely. Oh, just too close, he says. There we go. Yeah, I'm pleased that we have a header that works now. When I tried, I could have sworn I tried it when I set things up. Maybe I didn't, or maybe I just checked that it powered up. Yeah, learn for next time. But yes, this is working lovely. Nice Ziegler header. But yeah, I'm not, not sure how much we're going to get. So it's first harvest off of all of the fields. So, can't complain too much about it. And like I've said before, when we start getting, next harvest, we're going to try and time it a little bit better with the old moisture. But I think, where are we going to be? About there? Lower the header down, because the amount of times that I've forgotten so far and started driving into the crop, it is annoying. Yeah, but that one's on me. Right, let's push on. Get this cornfield all harvested. Just eyeballing where we needed to be. I'm actually quite impressed with that. It's not often that works. I mean, it does look slightly tight, so I am having to sort of keep just slightly adjusting the wheel, but yeah, I did a thing. Love it. That's epic. I'm quite pleased with that, if you can't tell. Not much left to do. But yeah, we seem to be filling up probably about... No, wrong button. There we go. About 25%-ish per run. About 1,500 litres. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all, really. But yeah, like I say, it'd be interesting to see with moisture a lot more, if it was in the range, how much difference that would make to the overall yield. So yeah, so what I think we're going to do is I'm going to get this done and finished, and I'll catch up with you. Whoa, see, that's what happens when you're chatting. I will get this finished. We will catch up once we're putting it into the silo, so we know how much we got. Come on, little Steyr. This trailer's probably a touch big. We could do with the voucher, really. And then what we're going to do is we're going to increase the herd, potentially, if there are sows available that are any good. That's the caveat. We don't want any rubbish. But I thought, whilst we've got the boar and there are no offspring about, we should be making the most of that time. So that's what we're going to do. Get the corn finished and then go and buy some more sows. Like I say, with the caveat that as long as there's some decent ones for sale. Well, as we said, we'll catch up as we are dumping the corn, and we ended up with 33,783 litres, which is not bad going. Now, the only reason I'm tipping everything in the silo for now is the pigs still have quite a bit of food left. So rather than dumping everything in and us missing the root crop element of it, thought we'd carry on using what we bought in the first place. 33, a third of the way there nearly. Lovely. Plenty of straw still, plenty of water. Bit of manure starting to come, which is good. So I think we will spin this around here like so. Engine off on that. We will grab the I guess we would grab the voucher, but this is kind of set up for lime. Yeah, we bought 2 bags of lime earlier as well. So let's grab the... Go for the Fiat. Let's get the Fiat. Let's get the animal trailer and head to the animal dealer. Right, parked up and our livestock trailer open and hopefully ready to receive some lovely lady pigs. Now, first things first, what have we got? We've got the... Oh, is it Bentham Black? Yes, Bentham Black Paid. There we go. So R. Right. Ooh, that's rather good. €3,300. Hmm. Well, now we're talking. I think we're gonna go. He's 3 months old. So he could be our next boar, couldn't he? So what we're gonna do is 29. Oh, poor little lass. Right, we're gonna get those two by selected. Yes. And I think that will do. Other unknowns. Oh. Hold on a minute. Did I buy the wrong one? Oh, I did. Darn it. Oh. Cell selected. Yes. Okay. Now back there. Was the one we wanted. Do you want to purchase the annual? Yes. €257. Yes. Right. Goodness me. So, what we'll do... Oh, it's like babe. Right. So, the female can go... Oh, tight corner. Can go in the pen with the other two. No issue there. And then the little one will get... Can you not? Oh, you can. I thought it blocked us in then. And then the little one will go in one of two other pens. For now, she needs to remember to feed him a little bit, and then that will work out rather nicely. There's the fact that we'll keep tabs on the old animal dealer, sort of probably every day, I guess. Because then what we can do is if there's another female there, we'll buy that, and then once we're happy that they're all pregnant, done, we'll sell the boar, and then at some point the new boar that we've just bought, when that's old enough, we'll be able to service those ladies. So with the sow unloaded, I just now need to choose which pen to put the males in. So, on the basis, and this, I hope this doesn't start a war. Men are always right. The Our new bore is going in this right hand side shed. Ladies to the left, boys to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Now I think, there we go, there's the trigger. So we can move the selected animal to the husbandry. So let's just pull out the way a sec. Beacons off, engine off. And we'll go and make sure that he's alright. Oh. He looks so lonely. Ah. Oh, he can morph through railings. So that's the herd. It's not a herd, is it? We had this conversation before on Court Farm. Court Farm? Yeah. Come here. Where are you trotting off to? I'm trying to find some blooming food. Anyway, I'm rambling. So, more piggies. Need to sort the bedding out. I shall probably buy some pig food for this little one here. And that is all we have got time for in this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Massive thanks to the YouTube channel members and the Patreons. You're all amazing. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Welcome back to episode 5 of the Dutch Pig Farmer here on Klein Friesland. And we have got food in for our very excitable little piglet. Yes, and also straw. So that's all sorted. So he is absolutely fine now for a while. So, what have we got going on today? Well, we have got, hopefully, there we go, that's better, a worker doing a bit of mulching in field 23. We've got the plough here ready to go. It's going to be in the ditch again. In the ditch. Guarantee it. There is something, whether it's this tractor or what, I do not know. But it just keeps trying to just drive into things. It was reversing down the ditch down there in the water. You think, ugh. So, let's try this again, shall we? Right. Do not work the headland. Start with the up and down row. Go. Go. Let's just watch along, shall we? Where are you going? I have no idea what is going on. Look. Just sticks it in the ditch. Just makes you question your life. Right. We'll sort that. We'll sort that. So the plan is to mulch, plough. I've already lined, as you can see. We're going to attempt then to put oilseed radish in. And funnily enough, I've just been watching... Who have I been watching? Disturbed. He's done the same on Maypole Farm, I think. So he's put a cover crop in. I've seen FSG do it recently. So, yeah, there's a few people trying it out. So, yeah, we are on that bandwagon. Right, so I will get this mulched. We'll get it ploughed, either with a worker or by myself. And then we'll attempt the old oilseed radish drilling. So, mulching finished. And for whatever reason, I have a feeling that it's the mulcher, potentially, that could be the issue. Purely because I'm going to just do a little bit of a round corner there, like that. Would I get it to work on a worker? But now I stuck the plough on, and yeah, works fine. Well, it started to work fine. I haven't been back and checked on it yet, so we are sort of assuming but it is okay. There we go. So, oilseed radish going in. No fur, no point. We will do... Oh, nearly ditched it myself. We will do as much as we can in the episode. I don't think we're going to bother rolling it. Doesn't seem much logic to that point, really. Because at some point we're just going to cultivate it back in. It's not about a yield thing. It's about putting some nutrients back into the soil. That's the reason we do it, and we get paid. Then we'll have 15, 17, and... Oh, it's still working. 23 and 24. I think. Seems like the best thing to do. Need to think about what to do with this area here. I'm tempted to leave it as it is for now. Just because if we need more space, that's the only real area we've got without eating into our larger field. So, yeah, that's my logic there. Right. I'll get this field done, and I will catch back up with you in the next one. Sounds like a plan, doesn't it? You join me in field 17. We have done 3 headlands, and something curious has appeared on the menu on the field around this area now. So I'm just trying something again, and to see if it is just a bit of a bump or a glitch or what. So if we'll get to the end and we'll turn around. I do love the water effects, and it looks epic on the tyres. It really does. So yeah, look. So if there is a puddle, that was French for puddle, you can't plant it. Well, I never. That just got a lot cooler. So we're going to have a patch, and it makes sense. You would probably, in fact, if you were playing properly, drive around it. Yeah, that is interesting. Ploughing is going... Well, I don't want to jinx it. It's progressing. So, yeah, I mean... that is good. I like that. It's great that we have a puddle in the field. But, yeah. Okay. That sort of... Well, doesn't matter, does it, really? Here you can see whether it's sort of... I don't know how it works it out or what, but it's the bit with the tyre tracks don't change. Look, there you go. Must be the sort of deepest point. I don't know. Don't know how it works, but it's very clever and it looks cool. And yeah, we'll just have to live with it, I suppose. Well, the ploughing is done, and yeah, the worker just thought, you know what, part and shot, I'm gonna ditch the tractor again for you. Oh dear, I don't know. I don't quite. It's got to be something to do with the borders and the proximity, you know, how it dives off. Nothing against the map. Just the setup the way it is, isn't it? So, that is done. Marvellous. We have finished the other field, field 17. Was it 17? Was it 17? It was 17. Where did we leave the beast? The beast from the east. This nuisance. Mulcher. There we go. Right. Watch this. Oh? It's not doing it now. It was really lifting the tractor up before at the front. There you go. And then you sort of reverse back, turn around, and it's absolutely fine. I don't understand. I do not understand. Right, let's park that there. And that there. There we go. Find the... There we go. The old Valtra. I think once we've got these... Are the 2 fields done? These 2? Yeah. That's right, isn't it? Because... Yeah, that's got... Oilseed. No, it hasn't. It's got canola. Oh, yeah, it's got cola in it. Canola. Those 2 are done. 2 more to do. And then once we've done these, not only will it be the end of the episode, but it will be at a point where we can probably start to advance time. We can look at contracting a bit more. I do want to think about getting a bit off the loan. Because why not? Why would we not? And get ourselves in a, you know, a healthy place financially, let's say. So that will be the plan. It's just finding the time to execute it. There we go. He moans about the workers and then does it himself. Come on, get grip. There we go. Job is a good one. Professional driver. Professional driver, don't you know? I very much doubt it. Last little bit of field 24. All done. Now, I'm hoping that it's not actually going to put tram lines in. Where do we need to be? We want to be on there. Tram lines. Tram line width none. There we go. Okay. Hopefully. Yeah. I forgot. I completely forgot to disable it. You don't want tram lines in MSR. Right. Onto the last of the fields. And we haven't really used that much seed, which is pretty good, to be fair. Right, so let's lower down. This one will be slightly more bumpy. We could cultivate it. But it says it's a cover crop. We should probably be alright, I think. So, I mean, this is a slightly smaller field. So, again, it's not going to take us long. We are averaging probably 12 mile an hour. So, it's pretty good. We've covered some ground so far, which is rather nice. And hopefully, you know, it might come good and might pay for a bag of pig food. So we're about finished in the last field, and I've had a bit of a thought, and I need your help with this. So you can see in the distance we've got our BJ, and there's a tiny plot of land just to the left of where the tractor is that we own that is not being used for anything. And I'm wondering if that could be an area for something like a production, a bit of a passive income, without having to outlay too much. So, if there's any suggestions, do let me know, because something that just ticks along in the background would be rather helpful. Don't really want to play Pallet Simulator. We've done that. We've done that before. But yeah, just something that sits in that sort of corner there, make use of the space a bit. I mean, I suppose we could extend the field if there isn't anything, maybe. But, yeah, I just thought, why not see if there's something we can put in there? It's a decent sized space, as you can see. So, yeah, any help would be much appreciated. Muchos apreciados. Right, we're going to finish this field, and then we're going to go and see if there's any more sows that have popped in. I don't think there will be. We might need to sleep, and in that case, if there isn't anything, we'll have a look in the next episode. So this is done, and I'll see you at the animal dealer. So we're down at the animal dealer, and I think they might have sold out. There are no animals to sell or move. So, yeah, that is not necessarily helpful. What we're going to do instead is we are going to go home. We will sleep and see if it refreshes itself. So I think it might just be me being a bit of a noob, but I'm pretty sure that you could normally just walk up to an animal buy point, trigger point, and buy the animal. So whether that's something that the realistic livestock mod does, I'll tell you something, this tractor's got a mind of its own. Anyway, right, so now we've got a trailer, we can actually see what is available to us. So let's have a quick look. So we were on the Bentheim Black Pied. No, and no. No and no. That is disappointing. So there is nothing there that we can make use of at the moment. So we'll leave it, I think. Oh, you can apply filters. Maybe not. Oh, please don't crash my game. No, we're all right. We're good. So we're going to leave it there. I will keep checking, and yeah, we'll see on if there is anything else that appears that is decent, because we don't want the rubbish. We don't want we want the best of the best for our Dutch pig farm. So thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, leave us a like. If you're new, consider about subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.